Breaking developments out of Washington have a way of lighting up everyone's feed at the same time, and when the headline includes the words new payments and Social Security, it's completely normal to feel that jolt of hope mixed with anxiety. A lot of people are seeing claims about a so-called comeback bill and a one-time relief payment as high as $3,200, especially for people receiving SSI and SSDI. Before anything else, take a breath, because moments like this are exactly when confusion spreads the fastest. Some posts make it sound like everything is already finalized and money is already on the way, but the reality is that major federal payments only become real after clear official steps happen in public view, and those steps leave a paper trail you can verify. Right now, what's circulating online is a dramatic version of a story that may still be in motion. You'll hear phrases like passed, immediate rollout, and automatic deposits, and it all sounds incredibly specific. But specificity does not equal confirmation. In fact, the more perfectly packaged the claim sounds, the more important it is to slow down and separate three things: what people are saying, what officials have actually published, and what your benefits account will truly reflect when something is approved and implemented. The goal here is to keep you informed without letting hype or panic pull you in either direction. Let's talk about why these stories spread so quickly in the first place. The economy has been rough on anyone living on a fixed income. Even when national inflation numbers cool down, the prices you actually pay for groceries, rent, utilities, and prescriptions can stay painfully high. That gap between the economy is improving and my bills are still rising is real, and it creates the perfect environment for relief rumors to go viral. People want an answer. They want a timeline, and they want to know whether help is coming soon. That's not gullibility. That's survival math. The way these viral payment stories usually work is simple. A proposal gets discussed, a talking point gets repeated, or a draft framework gets floated. Then, within hours, the wording shifts from being considered to approved, and from possible to guaranteed. The internet loves a clean promise, especially one attached to a specific amount like $3,200. But government programs rarely move in straight lines. Even when lawmakers agree in principle, there are steps that still have to happen. Final bill text, official votes you can look up, a signature if it's legislation, or formal guidance if it's an administrative action. And after that, agencies need time to build the real-world process that turns policy into payments. So if you're hearing that a relief package is tied to an economic comeback agenda and that it could prioritize seniors, disabled Americans, and veterans, here's the grounded way to interpret that claim. It is absolutely plausible that lawmakers might discuss targeted relief during a period of ongoing cost pressure, and it is also plausible that SSI and SSDI recipients would be considered because those groups are easier to reach through existing benefit systems. But plausible is not the same as done. What matters is whether the Social Security Administration and the Treasury have issued clear public instructions, because those instructions are what control the timeline. Now let's walk through how a one-time relief payment would typically be structured if it ever became official. In most past relief efforts, the government uses information it already has on file. That means direct deposit details already tied to your monthly benefits, your address for mailed checks, and your identity information already verified in the system. That's why people say, no application required. Because if the program is designed as automatic relief, the fastest route is to use existing records rather than open a new application process that creates delays and backlogs. That part is logical. The risky part is when someone uses that logic to insist the payment is already locked in. If a payment like this were authorized, the rollout would almost certainly be phased. People who receive SSI often get their monthly payment on a consistent schedule. People who receive SSDI often have deposit timing tied to their birth date or established payment cycle. A one-time payment could be attached to those same rails to move quickly. But even then, not everyone receives funds on the same day. Banks post deposits differently. Some accounts have delays, and any change in banking information can trigger extra verification that slows things down. That leads to the most useful practical takeaway you can act on without waiting for anyone's rumors to be proven true. Make sure your information is correct. If your bank account changed, your address changed, or you've had trouble with deposits before, those are the issues that cause the biggest headaches in any mass payment event. If you have a My Social Security account, review your direct deposit and contact information and keep it current. If you do not, you can still call the official Social Security number and confirm what they have on file. You do not need a special representative, you do not need a processing service, and you do not need to pay anyone to unlock anything. And this is where the danger spikes. Because whenever a viral story claims automatic money is coming, scammers rush in with the same script every time. They'll pretend they can speed it up. They'll claim you must confirm eligibility. They'll say your payment is on hold until you verify your Social Security number, banking details, or a one-time code. Some will send texts, emails, or even phone calls that sound official. But the rule is simple. No legitimate government agency will ask you to pay a fee to receive a federal relief payment, and they will not threaten you to force immediate action. If someone pressures you, that's your sign it's a scam. If you receive a message claiming you must register for the $3,200 payment, treat it as suspicious. If someone asks for your bank login, debit card number, or a gift card to verify your identity, that is a scam. If a caller tells you your benefits will be stopped unless you provide personal information immediately, that is a scam. Hang up and go directly to official channels. Use the Social Security Administration website, use the Treasury's official communications, or call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213. Those are the places where reality lives, not in a random text message link. It's also important to understand what eligibility language can look like in drafts and rumors, because this is another area where people get misled. You'll see claims that all SSI recipients qualify, all SSDI recipients qualify, veterans qualify, low-income seniors qualify, and certain taxpayers under a specific income qualify. Sometimes you'll see a cutoff like $75,000 mentioned, or references to not claimed as a dependent. Those are common features in past relief plans, so they sound familiar, which makes them persuasive. But unless you can match that language to official guidance, it remains unconfirmed. The safest approach is to treat every eligibility claim as possible until it appears in a published government notice. Another claim that frequently shows up is that the payment would be not taxable and would not affect Medicaid, SNAP, or other benefits. Sometimes that can be true depending on how a payment is classified, but it is not something you should assume. It depends on the legal wording and how agencies are instructed to treat the money. If anything like this becomes real, there will be official documentation stating how it is categorized, whether it counts as income, and whether it impacts resource limits for needs-based programs. That documentation is what you want to wait for, because guessing wrong can cause unnecessary fear. So what should you do right now if you're seeing this story everywhere and you don't want to miss out if something does happen? You do two things. You get ready and you stay skeptical. Getting ready means making sure your benefit records are accurate, your bank information is current, and your mailing address is correct. Staying skeptical means refusing to share personal information with anyone who contacts you first, refusing to click unknown links, and refusing to believe anyone who claims they can guarantee a payment date before government agencies publish one. If a rollout window is being rumored for late November or early December, treat that as a guess until you see an official schedule. In real payment events, agencies may announce a general time frame first, then release more precise details as systems are prepared. The coordination between agencies can take time, especially when there are changes to payment categories or verification rules. That's why it's smarter to focus on the signs that matter: official statements, published guidance, and updates visible through your actual benefits account. Here's the emotional truth underneath all of this. People are tired. People are stretched. And when you're living on disability or a fixed retirement income, even a small unexpected expense can knock your whole month off balance. A one-time payment of $3,200 would be life-changing for a lot of households. It could catch you up on past due bills, cover a medical need you've been postponing, or give you breathing room during winter utility season. Wanting that relief is not the problem. The problem is letting hope override caution when bad actors are waiting to exploit the moment. If you want a simple checklist you can keep in your mind, it's this. Verify before you trust. Update your records. Ignore anyone asking for payment or personal data. Use official websites and official phone numbers only. And remember that even legitimate programs never require you to act within minutes to secure your benefit. Urgency is a scammer's favorite weapon. And if you're sharing this information with family or friends who also rely on benefits, focus on the safety message. Tell them not to respond to calls or texts about processing or verification. Tell them to check their official accounts, not social media comment sections. Tell them that if a payment becomes real, it will be announced through channels that can be confirmed, and it will not require them to hand over sensitive information to strangers. That one conversation can prevent someone you care about from losing money they cannot afford to lose. For now, stay steady. Keep your records current. Watch for official updates, not viral clips. If something real is approved and implemented, you'll see clear documentation, clear eligibility rules, and a clear rollout plan. Until then, protect your personal information, protect your peace of mind, and don't let the noise force you into a rushed decision.